Hello everyone, Mike Fourtner here from the Time Bandit on Deadliest Catch. I'd just like to welcome you all to the new Recovery Gear website. Opie season this year was, in my 12 years of crab fishing, it was probably one of my worst weather-wise. We ended up having a great opportunity to hook up with Recovery Gear this year. Recovery Gear sent us up some equipment to use on our boat, some shackles, and a snatch block that we use every day, multiple times a day. When we pull a crab pot out of the water and set it on the boat, obviously it's attached to a cable. The cable runs up through a snatch block and it's attached to the boom with a couple of shackles. Recovery Gear sent us a snatch block, and I told them at the beginning, I said, just to let you know, this block will be load tested to the extreme max of its ability this winter. And they said, hey, we got it covered. I was very impressed, especially this year that the block held up as well as it did. A single crab pot with nothing in it, just the crab pot alone weighs 1,000 pounds. You add shots and buoys and 1,000 pounds of crab, you're at 2,500 pounds. Fill that pot full of ice. In addition, with another 1,000 pounds, you're at 4,000 pounds. When you're pulling that crab pot out of the ocean and you surge off a 30-foot wave and the pot comes jumping out of the water and the cable goes slack, then you slam into the next wave and the pot comes down and jerks it. I always have this tendency when it comes flying out of the water, I just look up and I wait for something to snap, because we load test every piece of equipment on that boat to the extreme max of its ability. Especially this winter, whenever you have ice, like this winter we had terrible, terrible ice. It makes everything heavy, it makes everything slower, and obviously more brittle. When we're 20 below, metal just gets very brittle, and you get heavy, intensive workloads and snapping and jerking. That's how you can break things. I had two shackles in the block. All three held up fantastically. We actually pulled it down at the end of the season to look at it and re-grease the zerk. And I mean, the name was kind of scratched off and the paint was scratched from all the ice that kept freezing to it and get pelted and 70 knot winds, but I mean, it held up great. So it was very, very good. We were impressed. And you heard that from Mike Fourtner on the Time Bandit on Deadliest Catch.